What's up, everybody, and welcome to Tables, Ladders, and Trolls. And this is our second episode.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, technically. So, anyway, hey Panda, how you doing, man?
Panda. Hey, Panda.
So we're going to go ahead, guys, and we're going to kick right off, and we're going to, start with the wrestling elephant in the room that we need to address, Palmer.
Is it this?
No, that's a wrestling ring, not the wrestling elephant.
Oh. That's fair.
But we're going to go ahead and start off with a little thing that's been bugging me this past week, and that's the recent releases that WWE did this week.
Well, I mean, there is great reason to be upset about Ruby Riot, in particular.
I am upset with Ruby Riot.
Lana as well.
Yeah.
Those two really upset me. I don't know about anybody else, but those were the biggest letdowns so far.
Braun Strowman really upset me.
What did Braun Strowman ever do? I mean,
let's see. He was
9 months ago he was the Universal Champion.
A former Universal Champion, a former Tag Team Champion, former Intercontinental Champion. Our desk is moving.
I guess somebody's going through it.
Somebody's going through it. They better get the ladders off there, though. I mean,
that seems like a work hazard. I don't know.
yeah, it probably is.
That's fine.
But Strowman, no. Universal Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Tag Team Champion. Twice, actually.
And Greatest Royal Rumble.
Greatest Royal Rumble.
And Andre the Giant Battle.
And Andre the Giant Battle. And Money in the Bank winner.
And technically, yeah, but he didn't cash in, did he? Not successfully.
Not successfully.
Yeah.
No. He has an unsuccessful one. So, my question is, why Braun Strowman? Why Aleister Black?
See, Aleister Black is another one that gets me because they just brought him back a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
And he's been doing some cool promos where, if I read his post correctly, he was giving himself like supernatural powers and like he was.
Man, they really have been craving some wrestling content.
I mean, it is what it is. But where like he would the background of his videos would change depending on the color of his next opponent's attire.
Yeah, and I thought that
was cool.
Yeah, and if you notice too with Aleister Black, he would also, when he cut his promos, he would put little hints on who he was going after.
Yeah.
So if you go back and watch, he went back and like kicked Big E's head off during the Intercontinental Championship match, and then he's released. That's it. He's released.
I mean, you build Big E up for a new feud that could probably have gone for a while through SummerSlam easily.
Well, listen,
that's what, a month and a half away, if that.
Something like that. But listen, if they put Big E back with Apollo Crews, if they put him back with Apollo Crews and going after an Intercontinental Championship again, all of that was wasted.
Oh yeah,
every bit of that was wasted.
Let's see who's no, that's Roman Reigns, right, on SmackDown.
Yeah.
See, I don't think I'm ready for Big E versus Roman Reigns.
Well,
but I mean, at the same time, the rest of the New Day is on Raw, But I'm just over Apollo and Big E personally.
I personally like what they're doing with Apollo because they're bringing back his old gimmick from the Indies of when Wakanda, pretty much. I love the gimmick. Yeah. I do. I don't think they're executing it right.
No.
But I think the gimmick is fine on how it should be.
And he's got a bodyguard now, right?
Yeah.
And it's Davocado.
Yes.
Avocado on toast?
Avocado, yeah.
Avocado on toast.
I cannot remember for the life of me what his name is.
They were building him up on, I want to say it was Raw Underground, as like the next big monster. And then after 3 weeks, that just completely stopped and everybody on there disappeared.
Yep.
I mean, that's probably why they cut Braun Strowman, because he was on there too for a second, wasn't he?
He was. And that's what's just really annoying about this whole situation. Is because, in my opinion, I feel like that you could have done a lot with Aleister Black. You could have done a lot with Braun Strowman. There was a lot of potential there to do stuff with both of those guys.
Absolutely.
And they just kind of dropped the ball with them.
Well, I mean, Alistair hasn't really done anything since he got called up from NXT.
No.
Like he came in hot, and he won the title,
Yep.
dropped it, got
Yep.
called up, nothing. I think no, he tagged with Ricochet.
For a hot minute.
Yeah.
And then that was over like that.
Yeah.
So that's what annoys me about current WWE is you build these guys up, you make them look great on NXT, and don't get me wrong, like I loved Aleister Black on NXT, I thought he was amazing. You bring him up the main roster, and then you kind of drop the ball. You had nothing to do with them after that.
Historically, that's what they've been doing, though.
Yep.
Like you look at Andrade, you look at Bobby Roode,
Yeah.
Finn. Finn went back to be successful. He went back to
Yeah.
NXT to be successful.
And that's so sad when you think about it. That somebody like Finn Balor, who was Prince Devitt in
Yep.
the Indies, had to go back to NXT to be successful, or he would have probably been in the releases from this past week.
literally the first Universal Champion on record. And he got hurt in that match, obviously, but
Yeah.
they just never gave him a return match. And then the next time he got into a match was with Brock Lesnar, right? And
Yep.
Brock was into it, like he sold for him, but no,
That was about it.
nothing.
Yeah.
Like he got hurt, he went back to NXT, then he got hurt.
I
He's still in NXT.
I agree. I agree 100%. Balor was fantastic, and they dropped the ball with him.
Absolutely. I mean, look at Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Keith Lee is my dude.
Well,
I love Keith Lee.
I hate to tell you, but I'm hearing rumors that Keith Lee's the next to be released,
I know.
and which is fine.
I mean, he hasn't been on TV in like 4 months anyway.
4 months. He had problems with COVID. Him and his girlfriend both have COVID, and then he got injured. So it was literally like back to back. He just got hit.
Yep.
And you know how Vince McMahon is. Everybody knows how Vince McMahon is. If you're not there making Vince McMahon money,
Yeah, he doesn't care.
he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He doesn't want anything to do with you. And that's something else that I don't get with Vince is like he says that he don't get these guys gimmicks. Dude, you're like a 65, 66-year-old man. You're not going to understand gimmicks like that.
No. The thing about Keith Lee is, like, other than his protective layer of outer energy,
Yeah.
he is like ground up built to be a Vince McMahon superstar.
Yeah.
But he's chubby.
Yep. And we all
Don't
know,
put a shirt on, sir.
and we all know Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men.
Yep.
That's been the slogan for years.
Yeah.
He loves big sweaty men.
But he wants them to be jacked.
Yes.
Be absolutely
Yes.
jacked. Like, it doesn't matter what Keith Lee can do in the ring or on the microphone.
Yeah, oh, if you're not jacked, he
He's-
don't want anything to do with you.
He's tubby, so he has to wear a shirt.
Yep. It just don't make any sense to me. Big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's literally what it is. It's just, like that's what wrestling is. But that's why I love wrestling because it's just people in there beating the crap out of each
Right.
other.
But then you look at Lana, who I feel like she was just fired because, Rusev.
Rusev. And if we're being honest, we know where Lana's going to end up.
She's going to be better off anyway.
She's going to AEW.
Because as soon as that happened, they put her through a table every week for like 3 months.
Yeah, and it was a running joke. And even to the point where Rusev, a.k.a. Miro, was getting mad about
Yeah,
it.
he was getting mad about it. It's like, stop doing this to my wife.
Yeah, which I don't blame the guy. Why would you
I
want
don't
to keep
either.
putting somebody
Like,
through a table?
She is, like, she's absolutely trying to get trained up so that she can be an in-ring person,
Yep,
right?
yep.
But she's not. Like, she's
And-
still training, and they have these big, Nia Jax. She hurts literally everybody.
Yes.
They're like, hey, Nia, you still have a job. Why don't you grab that girl who doesn't know how to take a bump right yet and throw her through that table for the next 12 weeks?
And that's the really sad thing with that is like, I want to like Nia Jax, but she hurts so many people.
Yeah.
So why did Ruby Riot and Lana lose their jobs, but Nia Jax is still there?
That's what I'm saying. Like, Ruby Riot is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of joking in the beginning about saying how that was the thing that was most upsetting, but I like her. I think she's good. She's got a good look. She, I think it was The Rock. He tweeted out, she tweeted him a happy birthday, and he said back, thanks, whatever,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
luck in your future endeavors. But, I mean, like, she's one of those people who has such a unique look that if you're flipping through the channels and you see her, you stop.
Yep.
And you're like, what's she doing?
Yep.
What's going to happen now?
What's our opinions on Nia and Eva? Well, we told you our opinion on Nia, that we think she's dangerous.
I I want to like Nia because I like the Samoan family as a whole.
Yes.
And I like the idea that she doesn't fit the typical look for what Vince McMahon would put on TV.
Right.
But
She's dangerous.
she hurts everybody.
Mm-hmm.
She's hurt Dana Brooke like 3 times now.
Yep.
She legitimately broke
Becky
Becky's
Lynch's
face.
nose. Yep.
Yeah, like,
Broke her nose. Are you saying she's not like most girls? Ha 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 ha. I see what you did there. But
and Eva being Eva Marie.
Eva being Eva Marie just makes me mad that they
All
signed
read
her
everything. We just terminated some of our best unutilized people for budget cuts, but we brought Eva Marie back because we could afford that.
That's what made me so mad. Is you bring Eva Marie back, but then you have to cut like all these other people that was like amazing in the ring.
So-
Why are you doing that?
So here's the thing, though. Braun Strowman, particularly.
Yep.
Like, he is the one who has been the most successful on this list of people that just got released, right?
Yep.
But, according to the dirt sheets and stuff, Homeboy was making $1 million a year.
He was.
Now, your average NXT contract is $35,000 a year.
Yes.
So you can employ 20 wrestlers,
Yep.
incoming wrestlers, for the price of Braun Strowman for 1 year.
That's true. That's 100% accurate.
And still have $300,000 for venues and stuff.
Yes. But what makes me really aggravated with the fact that they released Braun Strowman is the dude was literally one of your main event guys.
Oh, yeah. He was like, he and Drew held it together through COVID.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't believe that you could have fired him. You could have probably cut his contract down on his budget and on his pay, and I think the guy would have been fine with it.
I mean, give him some more time at home until you figure out what to do with him, and then bring him back and actually build him up.
Yep.
Instead of acting like he's a monster and then having him lose to Kalisto.
Right. So my biggest worry right now is Bray Wyatt. I think he might be next on the chopping block of Vince McMahon. Yeah.
I mean, they haven't really successfully done anything with him either. Like, well, they're doing the Fiend thing, and the Fiend was good when he started, but what, like 6 months after he started doing that, he started losing?
Started losing. Yep.
And then this last time where Randy Orton set him on fire and he lost, and then he came back, he lost.
Lost again.
Like, why? I don't.
But
Randy Orton doesn't need to beat anybody at this point. Randy
also,
Orton is enhancement talent.
Yeah.
He should be used to bring in the new guys and work with them and feud with them to show them the ropes and get them used to the schedule and stuff and show them how to work safely, because Randy Orton only works at like 40% capacity. And I don't remember the last time he actually hurt somebody. I think it was his punt kick years ago.
I think it was, and I think he accidentally hurt Cody with it.
Yeah.
And I think he knocked Cody out, and Cody was like out for like legitimately out in the ring for like 5 or 10 minutes, and they actually had to stretcher him out.
Yeah, and that's when he stopped using it.
Yeah.
But from what I mean, Edge got hurt in their match too, but Edge said that was his fault.
Yeah.
Because he hit the ropes wrong.
Given
he's old.
Edge hadn't been in a wrestling ring for 11 years at that point. So.
Now, that brings me to something that we were talking about outside. What about Edge? What are you doing with Edge?
Honestly, I think Edge has done everything that he wants to do. And I think that he's probably just going to ask for a release of contract himself.
Get him a walker. He probably needs one.
Don't you say that. Edge is amazing.
I think Edge would like Sting, like Christian, like Big Show, like Mark Henry. I think he's one of those. He's not old, but he's one of those older generations of wrestlers who would benefit from going somewhere else.
Yeah,
a different schedule.
100%. Look at Christian now. Christian hadn't been in a wrestling ring for like 8 years.
Yep.
He goes to AEW. He's doing great over there.
And
he hasn't hurt nobody.
He
hasn't
him
got
as enhancement talent. They're putting him with other guys.
Yep.
And he's helping get them over.
Yep.
The rated AARP superstar.
I hate you, Kelly.
Exactly. No, don't. It's not a concerto. It's a conwalker-to.
Why? Why are you all doing this? You all know Edge is my favorite.
If you look at what Sting's been doing recently, he just had a match, right?
Yeah.
And I hear that match was really good.
Oh man, for a 64-year-old man, he looked amazing in that match. There was one spot in that match that he actually I was freaked out after I watched it, because I was like, man, 64-year-old man shouldn't be doing
died.
that. Scorpio Sky's standing on like a poker chip because it was Double or Nothing, and Sting sneaks up behind him. And when he sneaks up behind him, he throws Scorpio Sky off the poker chip, and then he does a splash on top of him. The splash looked amazing. A 64-year-old man though shouldn't be doing that.
Well, I mean, he's picking his matches and he's doing few and far between.
Yeah. And I like what they're doing with Sting on AEW because it really brings out like what he can do as a manager also.
Right.
Because he's actually managing
He is. He's got splashes and
he is. But he's teaming up with Darby Allin.
Yeah.
Darby Allin is a young guy.
Absolutely.
I think the
100% enhancement talent.
Yeah, I think the dude's only like 25, 26 years old. So he needs Sting to be there to show him how to take bumps correctly and not get himself hurt.
Exactly, Drum. That's what we're saying. Like, if you take these older guys who can't necessarily go as good as they used to, and you don't use them like Ric Flair tried to be used. Don't no. But if you do exactly what they're doing with Sting and what they're doing with Chris Jericho, you put them with a group or just a couple of young guys, and you have them help. Like the inner circle is going to benefit so much from getting this time to work with Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Now I know he was also the inaugural champion for AEW.
Yeah.
Which just adds to the prestige of the title. Let's be honest. Like that just means something.
Well,
it's not like the Intercontinental title or the United States title.
Well, I know a lot of people were mad when Jericho first picked up the AEW title because they're like, oh, well, you're just giving it to a WWE guy who's retired. Yeah. And it's like, no, it adds to prestige because it makes the title relevant at that point because it makes it look good.
Yeah. And I do appreciate Cody taking himself out of the running for that.
Yeah.
Making his own championship after that was kind of...
Yeah, but he's only held it twice.
And who's held it the most, though?
Cody.
Yeah, exactly. Who's held it the longest?
Darby Allin.
Oh,
I think. Yeah. Okay. It's either Darby Allin or
drink it in, man.
I think Darby Allin. Hey, get that emote off here. I think it was Darby Allin because Brody Lee was supposed to have a longer run.
Yeah.
But we all know what happened with Brody. Rest in peace to the guy. But Brody was supposed to actually hold the title for like months. Like he was supposed to be dominant in AEW.
Yeah, but he was already sick, and that's why he dropped it back to Cody, and he had a second reign to begin with.
And Cody holds it for 2 months after that, and then he just drops it to Darby because they think Darby is ready, and they're like, "Hey, there you go."
That's the thing that you never want to talk about in these situations. Like what happened with Brody Lee is terrible, is tragic.
Yeah,
should never happen, but it opened the door for Darby.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's silver lining to gray clouds, stuff like that. But that boy has done wonders with that opportunity that, I mean, I kind of wish it never been presented to him, but he ran with it.
I mean, when you put the guy with Sting also, who's like one of the biggest names in wrestling industry, that's what opened the most doors for him because that's when his name started getting out there.
Yeah.
I didn't know who Darby Allin was until AEW started.
I didn't either.
No idea who he was.
I liked his style and his coffin drop maneuver, but...
Yeah. But when you first see Darby Allin come in, you kind of notice that he's like one of these really unsafe workers, right?
Yeah.
So his first match that I remember watching him in, he was against Jericho, and Jericho tied his hands behind his back.
Yeah, and then he jumped up on the top rope anyway.
Proceeds to do the coffin drop off of it, and he lands on his head.
Yep.
That's a no-no. You can't do that in wrestling. So my thing was when he got with Sting, Sting is showing him the safe way to take
Yeah, he's showing him how to work safe. Yeah.
So I've been noticing a lot with Darby Allin that he is progressively getting better and better as time goes on.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about workers that are so young, and you put them with these older guys, is they actually, hey, Watson, what's up, man? And that's what I like about these, younger guys being with these older guys. The older guys can be like, hey, man, I love what you're doing, but you need to work safer.
Yep.
You need to do this better.
Yep.
And that's what they do. Yeah. And I like that. I know a lot of people get mad about AEW signing older talent, but think about it, guys. They're not really putting titles on these guys. They're just trying to get these guys into a safer position with the newer talent.
So there's I have this on a shirt, and I think you've seen it. It's my Undertaker shirt.
Yeah.
On the back of it, it says, Beware the old man in a career where young men don't last.
Yep.
So if you've got somebody like Big Show, like Sting, Mark Henry, who have been in the game for 20, 30,
Yep.
Maybe even 40 years in Sting's case,
Exactly.
they know something. Like they can pass off that knowledge and keep people safe. And especially in today's environment, it's like a moonsault and a suicide dive outside the ropes are two of the most common things done in a wrestling ring today.
Yep.
More common than a collar and elbow tie-up,
Yep.
which is absolutely ridiculous. So this means that as the years have gone on, the normal has become the unsafe.
Yeah, and that's where I think these older talents are going to come in here and tell these younger guys, hey man, you need to do this like this. Don't get yourself killed. Look at all the tragedies that we've had in wrestling.
Absolutely. Like, you don't need to come in on a zip line, people.
Yes. Prime example, the 1-2-3 kid.
Yep.
He's paralyzed now. Can't even walk. Another prime example, Chris Benoit, as much as I
Yeah.
hate to bring up that tragedy, that is a prime example of why you don't destroy your body in this industry.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that anymore.
What's that? Drozdov?
Yeah.
Pew.
Yeah, Pute.
He landed wrong after a power bomb.
Yep.
And
Now he's paralyzed for
he's
life.
paralyzed too. And I mean, you can look at people who weren't fully paralyzed for life as well, like Stone Cold. Like, he wasn't the same performer or person even after he got spiked by Owen.
Oh, God, no. No, like
his
when,
hands don't work right. Like, he's always in pain.
yep. He even says to this day that he feels so much pain that it's actually kind of like the same thing over and over, you know?
But could you imagine how long his career could have gone
Yeah.
if that didn't happen? Because he ended what, like 2004,
Yep.
3, something like that.
Yeah, I believe 1-2-3 kid is paralyzed. If he's not paralyzed, he's like close to it and he can't walk right. I know there's something wrong with him to where he's beat his body up so bad that he can barely like get around.
That's Sean Waltman.
Isn't it Sean?
That's
Waltman?
X-Pac, dude.
Oh, okay, that is.
He didn't get messed up by being paralyzed. He got messed up by drugs.
That's fair.
You thinking Dynamite Kid?
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. Dynamite Kid. Dynamite Kid is who got paralyzed, which I think he's passed away now. Pretty sure. Dynamite Kid is he dead?
Thomas Billington.
The what?
Thomas Billington.
He yeah,
retired
but
in
that's who I
96.
was talking about was Dynamite Kid. That I believe that he's paralyzed for life now because of just all the bumps and stuff that he taken in the ring. That he's actually like really messed up.
Yeah, he died in 18.
Yeah. When did he die?
18.
18.
2018.
Okay, yeah. So it makes sense because
Health problem.
Chris Benoit, that was his idol, was Dynamite Kid. So look at Chris Benoit. He ends up ruining his brain from all the diving headbutts and all the headshots and stuff like that he took.
Lost the use of his left leg due to injuries to the back and legs.
Yep. So Palmer had just looked it up, and that's why he actually lost use of his left leg because of all the bumps he had taken. Too many headshots will hurt you.
Let's see, Harley Race is the inventor of the diving headbutt, which is the Chris Benoit move.
Yep.
He says because of the dangers and injuries that it has caused, he regrets ever inventing the move.
Yeah, that it sucks, but like you got to be safe with these kind of moves.
Absolutely,
You
yeah.
have to. So let's go ahead and switch gears a little bit and get out of
Okay.
the sadness of this.
All right, we're gonna play Hero Clicks now.
No, we're not playing Hero Clicks. Let's talk about the shows from this past week. I know you haven't watched a lot of them.
Listen,
Or
I watch the dirt sheets and I talk to you and I talk
Yeah.
to Drew, and that's where I get most of my stuff.
So
'Cause-
I'm going to talk about each show that happened this past week,
Yeah.
and I'm going to rank it and tell you what I liked and didn't like about each show.
Okay. Now, I will say before you get into this, it is my understanding that WWE has had its historical lowest viewed shows
Yes.
in the last week.
Yes.
Okay.
AEW is actually blowing them out of the water on views right now,
Good.
which is sad,
That's probably why they fired Strowman.
probably. Must have hero clicks from Match Collection.
If you smell. Yeah, we've actually got the ring in here too,
Yeah,
Kelly.
we
That's
got
what
the
I keep
ring.
picking up. I thought it would show up on the screen, but
There's a little Eddie Guerrero
there's
right
Eddie
here.
Guerrero and a Triple H. It's
And there's
pretty
a little
cool, so
Triple
I
H
brought it with
spitting
me when I
water.
came in.
The Triple H spitting water kind of looks like he's got a crystal in his
Yeah,
mouth.
you
though.
can't really see him very well, but yeah, Triple H is spitting something out, but it's all sparkly and
And if you guys want to pick this up, we do have this
yeah,
at
this is
trollandtoes.com.
absolutely available.
We just got it because we thought it was
This
cool.
was
And
literally the only time I wanted to play HeroClix was when this came out.
yeah, and Palmer just needed to distract himself a little bit. So
Honestly, you can't see what I'm doing, but I keep pulling him back against the ropes, and the ropes actually work. And I keep launching Triple H across the ring into Eddie. Mm-hmm. Eddie doesn't care. He's a tank.
he's like, "Viva la raza!" Yes. Okay. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
that is something that I've been hearing, and there is rumors about that,
Yeah,
and we're going to get into that. But first, like I said, we're going to try to rank these shows. So let's start out with Raw.
Okay.
Raw.
So Raw is Bobby Lashley right now,
Bobby Lashley's the champion.
and
United States. Shaman or Sheamus.
Shaman.
Shaman.
the Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm thinking Pokemon.
Shaman. Okay, so Sheamus is another one that I like.
Yes. So Sheamus
Is it New Day as their tag champs?
No, your tag team champs is AJ and Omos. Yes.
I forgot about that.
Yes. A lot of people forgot about that because they're barely using AJ and Omos. He's enjoying this way too much, guys. But
Yeah, but now everybody can see my shame.
Raw has been an absolute snore fest. Especially after Mania, I cannot make it the 3 hours for Raw without falling asleep.
Listen, 3 hours is too long for a non-pay-per-view show.
Yes, 100%. I
In my
agree.
opinion,
Now, will I believe that Raw will get better as it goes on? Because with the audience coming back soon in like July and them going back on tour, I'm hoping storyline will get back.
Okay.
Your ring disappeared.
It's back.
But I cannot sit through an entire 3 hours of Raw. I fall asleep. I end up waking up and I'm like, man, I wonder what happened. You're gonna make him frog splash him, aren't you?
Yeah.
But I woke up this last time around and I was like, I wonder what happened. So I checked, like all the social medias and stuff. Nothing important.
Nothing happened.
Nothing
No,
important.
That's what I do. Like every
Yeah.
day after a show, I'll be like, oh, I wonder what happened, and then it's
Yeah.
I don't care.
But the one thing that WWE has going for them that is amazing right now,
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre, I'll agree with that. NXT though.
Well, that's fair.
But look who's running NXT.
Yeah, my boy Triple H.
Yeah, your boy that's spitting water right there.
Killed him.
That you just killed. You just killed Triple H.
I did. Triple H is probably actually my favorite of all time. I think he's I don't know if underrated is the word for it, but
Yeah.
underappreciated.
He is.
So,
Workhorse for sure. Definitely. Yeah, I know, right? He's continuously
yeah, he
spitting
just
into the air.
can't, Like he downed a massive 5-gallon jug of water and just
He turned into a human water fountain over here. But yes, NXT been great the past couple weeks. I can stay awake during NXT.
NXT's not 3 hours long though.
No, but I can stay awake during it, thankfully. What I did love about last week's NXT and what I think should have been the main event was the Fatal 4-Way.
Okay, who was in this Fatal 4?
Oh, no, wait, it's triple threat match.
Well, that's one less person, Chris. That's completely
Well,
different.
I'll explain it. I'll get into it. So the triple threat was to determine who would face Karrion Kross for the NXT title.
That's who it was.
Yeah.
I wanted to say it was Ciampa for some reason. I don't know why.
But you had Kyle O'Reilly, Pete Dunne, and Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, we did kill Triple H. That was my bad. I didn't mean to.
But you have those three going at it, and the triple threat match is amazing. I'm sitting there glued to it the entire time, right?
Who did you say was in this match?
Kyle O'Reilly,
Yeah.
Pete Dunne,
Okay.
Johnny Gargano.
Those are all three pretty solid picks.
Exactly. So you're sitting there thinking, man, I would love to see any of these guys go against Karrion Kross, right?
Right.
For the NXT title.
Yeah.
They turned the whole entire place down.
Three-way tie.
So the match is amazing. Like I said, I can sit there and watch it the entire time. But Adam Cole shows back up. Adam
Cole,
Cole's
baby.
he's been missing for 2 months
2 months.
because he had that non-sanctioned match with Kyle O'Reilly, and then they wrote him off so he could take some time off.
Yeah.
He comes back, beats up Kyle O'Reilly, then he starts beating up Johnny Gargano, then he beats up Pete Dunne. So he ends up beating them all up. He walks back to the back, and then Karrion Kross comes out.
Uh-huh.
Karrion Kross comes out, and he's like, well, I guess I just don't have an opponent, you know?
Adam Cole.
Adam Cole comes out. Adam Cole tells him, well, I want to be your opponent. And Karrion Kross and this is what's really weird, because Karrion Kross is a heel.
Yep.
You know how most heels react. They're supposed to be the scared.
You need to know.
Yeah, scared. I'm not
facing
defending
you.
my
I already
title.
beat
Yeah.
you. No, you're not
Karrion
even in line.
Kross flips that completely for a heel. He's like, okay, I'll face you, Adam Cole.
Okay.
I'll face Kyle O'Reilly.
So
I'll face Pete Dunne.
This is where the Fatal 4 comes
Yeah.
in.
And he's like, and I'll face Johnny Gargano. And I'll make it a fatal 5-way.
Listen, real talk though, the bruiserweight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Pete Dunne's amazing, man. People don't give that guy enough credit for how good he actually is in the ring.
Yeah,
The dude is a wrestling machine.
absolutely. I like how he comes out with his belts too.
Oh, when he puts them in his teeth. Yeah, I like that. Surprisingly, there's a funny story with that. When he would carry around the NXT United Kingdom
UK?
title, when he would do that, he left an indention in it.
Is it still there for Walter?
Yes, it's still there. So when Walter picked up the title, he was like, "Can I get a new strap because this one's chewed on?"
Walter's another.
Oh man, that dude can wrestle. That dude can work.
See, my question is, no, he's this cutting you off again, and I apologize.
No, you're
but-
fine.
So if you're looking at the main shows, you've got SmackDown and Raw, obviously,
Yes.
and then NXT has kind of become their third brand.
Yes.
But then, like down here, you've got NXT UK,
Yes.
and kind of the only thing that's really holding that afloat
Is Walter.
is Walter.
Yeah.
But he could do so much against the guys in NXT,
Mhm. He can
and
do
then
so much in main
against the
event.
main roster.
Yeah.
like
The dude can work.
yeah,
Like he can, and that's something that I wasn't a big fan of Walter at first because like I didn't get him. I
he's,
was like,
he's that old school meat and potatoes wrestler.
yes.
like
and-
Arn Anderson,
Yeah.
and FTR. And guys
Now
like that.
that's one thing that Walter can do is if he chops you, he's chopping you.
yeah,
You can see the handprint go into your chest when he chops you.
yeah.
But I loved everything that he's doing right now. He's even kind of cross-branding over in the NXT and doing some stuff with them, and I love that. I think that's amazing. Triple H definitely has it down when it comes to writing his shows.
I mean, Triple H is very much a student of the game. Like,
Yes.
excuse the pun, but
Yeah, yes.
like he's been around so long, and he put himself in a position, supposedly not on purpose, like, where he was learning from the most successful promoters in the business.
Yes.
And like people go back and forth on who's going to take over when Vince retires or dies. And he's Triple H.
You know, some say it's all about the game and how you play it.
That is true.
So
Behold the king, the
Well-
king of kings.
we'll get away from NXT, or I'll sit there and talk about it for forever. Let's go. Let's talk about SmackDown a little bit.
Okay. This is where the tribal chief is.
Yes, acknowledge him.
I mean, he's for the first time in a long time. I want to
Yeah.
like heel Roman is doing things that should have been done years ago.
So
with Roman Reigns.
what's funny is I hated Roman Reigns, and you know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of people
He,
did.
like he had John Cena syndrome where the kids and the women loved him, and then the
Yes.
guys were tired of seeing him every week.
Yes. So I hated Roman Reigns up until he becomes the Universal Champion and he turns heel.
Yeah,
The dude is amazing now. He plays the heel role so well, and he just knows how to just naturally come off as just like
you know what it is?
what?
It's because he got his teeth fixed.
You think that's why?
That's why.
That's why he's got the big pearly whites now.
That's why he's making it work.
I was
Got
gonna
his
say
teeth
it's
fixed.
because I think he's got Paul Heyman with him, you know, kind
Well,
of
yeah,
guiding
Paul
him.
Heyman is I'm a Paul Heyman guy
Oh yeah.
through and through. 100%.
Oh yeah.
I think he's got some shady business
Yeah.
in his past.
Anybody else out there a Paul Heyman guy?
Anybody that Paul Heyman has worked with, like actually worked with, like Brock, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, money.
Yeah,
100%.
he's
I'm a
making money.
CM Punk guy too.
So
Go figure.
the rumors are for SummerSlam that we might get Brock back, and it might be Brock versus Roman for the Universal title.
I mean, didn't we already have this for like 6 months straight, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, you're right.
And Brock works better as a heel too, and you don't want heel.
Yeah, but what if you bring Brock back in as a babyface and you just try it out and see how it goes?
I think what you do is you put Kevin Owens and give him the title back.
That works too. Or you have a
'Cause I also
custody for
love
Paul
Kevin Owens.
Heyman match.
What?
You have a custody for Paul Heyman match.
Custody for Paul Heyman.
Like they did the
Listen,
custody for Dominic.
Listen, after that match, God, what was it? It was Last Man Standing, right? With Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns,
Yeah.
where he put the real handcuffs on him because they
Yeah.
thought it would look better. And then he couldn't get
couldn't
them
get
off.
them
So he was
off.
like, Paul,
And at one point,
what
at one point, the referee just quits counting because he's like,
Yeah, like he gets to 7 and he stops counting. And then Roman gets his feet under him and pulls the ref into the staging. Your poster's about to fall.
Oh well, the poster
ghost-
falls. The ghost is getting it.
But then a second referee comes out and he starts over.
Yep. And then he's like, oh,
1,
2.
2.5.
It was kind of like I was watching a 4-year-old trying to count.
It was bad. Like,
Trying to
Kevin
count to
Owens won
10.
that match like 7 times over on a 10 count.
It cracked me up. Dominic surprise third entrant and wins.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he's tag team champion now.
That is true.
I don't think he's bad. I think he should have gone to NXT.
One. Ha ha ha. I swear,
man.
honestly, Kelly, that's how that match went. That's how the referee was counting. He was like,
World
1.
may never
Ha,
know.
ha, ha.
It was bad. Like the match itself was great. Like
Yeah.
I love the spots in it, but when you get to that spot,
It was bad.
Roman's on the ground. He's
Yes.
handcuffed in real handcuffs to the staging.
Yep.
That is bolted down, and he can't break the staging. And
He's pulling it.
Paul
He's like,
Heyman is supposed to come get him out with the key for the handcuffs.
And Paul couldn't find the key.
He couldn't get the right key. He couldn't get it in there right, and he couldn't make him click open. So you can hear Roman like Paul, and he's like, I'm trying. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong.
What cracked me up was at one point you just see Roman Reigns go into like the gorilla position.
Yes.
And he's just sitting there and he's just squatting, and you can tell his knees are getting out because he's squatting for
Oh
so
yeah.
long.
His squat is so deep, and he's squatting for so long. I'm surprised he didn't blow a knee out.
I know.
That would have been like the next show, like, and Roman Reigns has to vacate the title because they messed up this spot.
And he blew his knees out. But yeah, SmackDown was all right. Going back to that, it was okay. SmackDown is obviously better than Raw. I don't know
SmackDown's
how.
partially run by Triple H now.
That's true.
Is
I
the
forgot
thing.
about
like,
that.
Vince decided that he's been doing such a good job with NXT that he gave him the B show, but Vince is still doing the flagship.
Yeah.
But it's kind of
But what's funny is the B show's really turning into the A show.
exactly. Yeah, he's got. I mean, he's got his boys in there. He's got Roman. He's got KO. He's got Seth.
Yep.
And no, Rhea's on Raw.
Yeah.
But he's got Bianca.
Yep.
He's got Asuka.
Yep.
No, he doesn't.
No,
She's Raw.
no, she's Raw.
But Bailey is the one he's got.
He's got Sasha.
Sasha,
You
yeah.
said Sasha, I think. He's got the Usos.
Yep.
So he can work a lot.
He's got
with
his
these
kids
guys.
there. Like
Yeah.
these are people that trust him and came up with him and worked through the system with him,
Yep.
and it shows.
Yep. And I love that Jimmy is back. Jimmy Uso's back.
Yep.
And I love that he's like doing the whole gimmick.
Listen,
He's got me.
and my ex and my baggins.
And my sword.
But you can correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I saw a meme about this where it's the Friends meme where it's like they're saying a sentence together, right?
Yeah.
And it's I acknowledge Roman Reigns as tribal chief. I ain't nobody's bitch.
Yeah. That cracks me up. I've seen that. But I love that gimmick that Jimmy's doing. He's even got a shirt that says, and excuse my French on here, but he's even got a shirt that says nobody's bitch on it. And I love
Right hand
that.
man, nobody's bitch.
Nobody's bitch. And I love that they're like making these guys like they're brothers, right? They're
Yeah.
supposed to be tag team partners.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I love that they're like splitting them apart and then trying to put them back together and being like, listen,
But it's
man.
kind of like taking two magnets and just like,
Yeah.
I want to, but yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So I love that. I think it's great. Bianca's doing marvelous as a women's
yeah.
champion right now. I 100% agree with everything that happened leading up to her winning the title. She should have won the Royal Rumble like she did, and I loved it. I think Bianca is honestly a future Hall of Famer.
Really? That good?
Yes.
I don't know what move Triple H is doing right now, but he's doing
She really impressed me during WrestleMania.
it. She did. Her match was really good.
Yep. And she got the main event for the first night.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, that makes her a Hall of Fame player, in my opinion.
Having a main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of those tick marks.
Oh, yeah. And you're
But-
never going to see that.
So
Like,
the problem is that she's in the same generation as Charlotte
yes.
and Becky
Yes.
and Bailey and Sasha and
Given,
not that she couldn't get there eventually
Right.
anyway, but you're talking this girl is on her first reign. She's main evented at WrestleMania.
yes.
But Charlotte's 13-time champion now.
It's either 12 or 13, but
the,
it's
the
like
person
up
that's
there.
going to
Yeah.
break Ric Flair's record is going to be Charlotte.
It's going to be his own daughter.
Which,
with
I
the
mean, I'm
women's
okay
title.
with that, but this is over the course of like 5 years.
Yes. And that's what annoys me about Charlotte. Don't get me wrong. I love
Charlotte's
Charlotte.
amazing, but
Yes. I love Charlotte.
hey, drums going in next year. You going in with Batista?
You're going in? Dude, I'll be there for you. I love Charlotte. Marvelous wrestler. Great on the
much too
mic,
fast.
but too much too fast, man.
I mean,
They literally hit the ground running when her won titles.
part of the
came.
problem is when her and Sasha. I don't think it's when they first came up to Raw. but
Yeah.
There's like a year span there
Yeah.
where Sasha herself is like a 7 or 8 time champion now
Yes.
too. Because one pay-per-view, Charlotte will win,
Yeah.
and then a couple weeks later on a Raw, Sasha will take it back off of her,
Yeah.
and then at the pay-per-view, Charlotte will win, and
Sasha,
then trade back on
yep.
Raw, and then pay-per-view take
Yep.
it, and this happened
Yep.
for like
it was
6-7 months.
it was a game of hot potato with that title.
Exactly.
It
And
really was.
To me, that makes the title basically worth. It might as well be the 24/7 title at that point.
I agree. 100%.
But they both have inflated numbers, and it's kind of the same thing that happened with Edge and John Cena and Randy Orton.
It is,
Now there's
but it wasn't like a week though.
now Orton is 14, I
Yeah.
think now, but that's over a 20-year career.
Yes.
Not 5. Now the cool thing about Bailey and Charlotte though is that they've held all of them.
Oh yeah, and that is true. Charlotte was the first Grand Slam women's, right?
I think Bailey
Or was it Bailey?
I think Bailey
Was it Bailey?
I think Bailey had the tag team titles before Charlotte did.
Yeah, you're right because she's the first tag team champion.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But speaking of Charlotte Flair, let's get into our first
Oh.
giveaway.
Let me move this ring real quick, sir.
And it's not the ring, guys, but our first giveaway for tonight is this fancy dancy Charlotte Flair pop
Fancy
figure.
Nancy. I believe that's a Foot Locker exclusive.
It is a Foot Locker exclusive. So what is exclusive about this that makes it different is you can
Blue
actually
instead of green?
tell from them. Yeah,
Blue
you can
peacock
tell.
feathers?
Yep. So she's got the blue instead of the green. So
This is a really nice pop figure.
this is a great pop figure, and I actually have this in my own collection.
I'm
Which
not
are you
surprised.
surprised?
You probably have the other one too.
I do have that in my collection too. I have both of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said they were great. So guys, we're going to use the keyword for this, flair, because you got to do it with flair.
I mean, I don't think Andrade would like that. But,
Well, I mean, that's her slogan, man. So, spam that keyword.
key that spam
Or
word.
key that
You gotta
spam
say it
word.
right. Key the spam word.
Key that spam word, flair,
spam word.
and win.
Make sure you guys are
Charlotte
following.
Flair. Yes, make sure you guys are following her. You cannot win.
And subscribers get double entries if you want to use your Amazon Prime.
That is true.
Got that floating around because you forgot about it. You know,
Subscribers
you
do
can
get double
two
entry.
times entries into this Charlotte Flair giveaway.
That is true. So, key that spam word, and we'll go ahead and get into our next show that we need to be talking
Next
about.
show.
I don't think
That's
not
not gonna
going
work.
to stay.
Haha, take that,
Oh,
sir.
well, it did. Okay, so next show, AEW,
Okay.
and they're doing
This is on Fridays now, right?
temporarily.
Okay.
That's because the NBA kind of intertwined with it and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas WWE's like, yeah, other sports don't matter.
Oh, 2K18, we could play that.
We could.
That could be the next
Absolutely.
Troll versus Toad. I'm all
I
for
mean,
it.
if you look at our poll that we put in the Discord earlier, I do believe that video games won.
It did. So we could do a wrestling Troll versus Toad.
We could.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let
Absolutely.
us know in the Discord. And if you're not in the Discord, you should be in the
Get
Discord.
in the Discord, Kelly. Throw them the Discord.
Throw them that Discord.
Now, for this, I would say, like, do we want to do all the same game and do like single elimination like we have been with the card tournaments, or do we want to do multiple games to determine the king of games?
Okay. So how I would do this
Yep.
is, and I'm only basing this off of a wrestling tournament that I did when I was 12 years old, and I won, by the way. Not bragging or anything, but
The two-time blockbuster back-to-back video.
your boy did take home like $20.
20 bucks. Oh,
Yeah, that's a lot for a 12-year-old. But the way I would do this is I would take it and we would do 1v1, right?
yeah.
Just have a singles match.
Yeah.
If you lose, you're out.
Yep.
Just like a normal TVT.
Absolutely.
The championship match, last man standing.
Okay.
Whoever wins that wins it all at that point. So, or like some kind of gimmick match. It don't have to be last
Oh
man
yeah, I mean
standing.
you could do
but,
one cell or whatever.
yeah.
But as
But
long as it's not 2K20, I mean.
no, not 2K20. I don't want to float across the ring.
Oof.
Trying to play that. You
But,
can play,
I mean,
what about 2K22? That comes out here in like a couple months.
No, we gotta do this before the new Magic comes out, sir.
That's
we can't
true.
wait a couple more. I mean, we could do it again in a couple months.
I mean, that's true.
I do believe that is what Kelly said.
That's kind of creepy. That is creepy. I agree with you 100%, dead dude. Guys, keep spamming that.
Keep
that
the spam
keyword.
word,
Yeah,
Chris. Get it together. You know this.
I know. I'm the one who came up
I'm
with
pretty sure you're the one who did it first.
it. I
and
know.
then
I
I'm
came
just
up with
playing
it. That's what I'm saying. It's my gimmick.
Stick to the gimmick. You got to keep the kayfabe alive, sir.
All right. Key that spam word, Flair, to win your shirt, Flair pop figure. Foot Locker
gonna fall
exclusive.
if you
It's
move
going to
that.
fall. Okay, I'll just leave it.
Just leave it
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't put me in the figure eight. Or maybe. I don't know. But let's go off in AEW.
Yep.
Talk about it a little bit. So AEW's been on Friday nights. They have a full audience back now, which is amazing.
Listen,
That's
listen,
what I've been waiting.
I will say, like, one of those goosebump moments for me.
Mhm.
Chris Jericho coming out to a full audience for the first time
Yes.
in a year.
And everybody singing
And
Judas.
literally everybody, like kids, women, children, the referee, his opponent, literally singing word for word on his entrance, his theme song, and continuing it after it cuts off.
Yes.
Even being a heel, he's just in there, he's just smiling and he's rubbing his arms like I am.
Well, he's
right
the
now.
babyface now.
Is he a face?
Yeah.
Okay. Chris
Because
Jericho babyface is kind of. I
well,
prefer his heel work.
I
but-
like this babyface Jericho because Inner Circle's kind of like a biker club now, which I think is really cool.
Aces and eights.
No, not that.
Bully Ray.
We won't talk about that. Aces and eights weren't that good, and they had like 20 members. I'm not dealing with that.
It's the NWO. That's fine. Half the roster can be in the inner circle.
I swear Aces and Eights was like NWO. Everybody was in it. But going back to AEW, great show this past week. You have Britt Baker, who picked up the women's title.
DMD?
DMD. DMD Britt Baker. That is my girl right there. She deserves everything with that title.
Who's she taking off of?
Uh,
Io Shirai? Or that's, no, that's-
Shinra.
Who?
Shinra.
Who?
She held the title for a year during the pandemic. There's only been four
See
women.
myself up.
There's only been four women AEW champions. Leo Shirai,
Mhm.
Nyla Rose, or was it? Yeah, Nyla. Is it Nyla Rose?
I
think it
thought that was the one that they wouldn't have win the title because of reasons.
No, they put the title on her for a little bit.
Okay.
But only for like a month, and then they took it back off. Then Shinra. Yes.
Hikaru Shida.
Yeah, Sheeta. Sheeta, and then Britt Baker.
Okay.
So.
Your Jesus button died? You should get that looked at.
Dude, I hope your Jesus button didn't die. But yeah, Sheeta held the title for at least a year. It's been like a year and like a month that she held it. She dropped it to Britt Baker, And I understand because Britt Baker put on a great
If her finishing maneuver isn't like a code breaker or something, I'll be sad.
Britt Baker?
Yeah.
It's a claw. Mandible claw.
That works too.
But it's like a mandible claw that is kind of like into like an arm bar in a way. So she stretches your arm back here, and then she grabs your jaw. Yeah. She calls it log jaw.
Well, she does.
Well, I mean, she's a dentist.
Now, is Britt Baker the one that's dating someone who's NXT?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't keep up with personal lives on these guys too much.
That's fair. There was some kind of hubbub drama about that, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Adam Cole.
Is it Adam Cole?
I think it's Adam Cole. Sorry, proceed.
Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, because Adam Cole was at an AEW show, or she was at a.
Yes,
Yeah.
so it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's confirmed. It is
Yeah,
Adam Cole.
one of them was at the other show, and like they got caught on camera, and I want to say Adam Cole was just like,
He was like, no,
like I'm not here.
Rolling
roll
it.
Hey,
the dude.
You won.
I guess you better start crying, bud.
Congratulations, man. You won a Charlotte Flair pop figure. Well.
Let the tears come in. Just spam the Chris emote. Like we'll
Yeah,
understand.
just spam me crying. But AEW this week, other than Britt Baker, she had her celebration. Nyla Rose messed that up, and then she left the ring because I think they're getting ready to do like another like match with Nyla Rose and Britt Baker.
Okay.
So that's fine.
There you go.
I like that. That's okay. Let's see what else happened.
That pay-per-view was this last weekend, wasn't it? Or was it the weekend before that?
It wasn't this past weekend, but it was the weekend before that. But we can talk about the pay-per-view a little bit.
I mean, we kind of already did.
Yeah. So the pay-per-view wasn't bad for being Double or Nothing and being their first audience pay-per-view back in like a year. I thought that was pretty good.
Hell in a Cell.
Tell them to fight over it.
Do it.
But I thought the pay-per-view was pretty good. So you have Cody and what was that guy's name that he fought? I'm still learning the AEW guys because they're like,
what do you look like? Was it the chairman?
no, it wasn't Chairman. That's Sean Spears.
No.
He's in there with Pinnacle now. The Pinnacle? The Pineapple, as Chris Jericho
Pineapple.
likes to call him.
The pineapple. Absolutely.
But Cody puts on a great match.
Yeah.
Let's
He usually
see.
does.
Yeah, Sting and Darby put on a great match. And that was like Sting's first match in front of an audience in like 7 years. That wasn't a cinematic match.
Did he have a cinematic match?
He had a cinematic match against Team Taz a couple pay-per-views ago with Darby Allin, and it was like a backstage brawl. So it was really cinematic, and you could tell it was.
Yeah.
And you could tell everything was really gimmicked, and a lot of people hated it.
That's one of the things that he was saying that he would like to do because of how well the Boneyard match went over
Yeah.
with Undertaker and AJ. That he could see himself doing more of that and prolonging his career instead of just full impact bumps and stuff.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I completely agree with that. Like, the dude's 60-something years old. He's putting in his time. If he wants to do, like, the cinematic match, is cool.
If he wants
go
to do
for it, man.
whatever he wants to do, like you finger poke Doom again. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, it's Sting. Like, you ain't gonna argue with Sting.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna argue with Sting. Miro and Lance Archer puts on a great match for the TNT title.
Lance Archer is like the Red Rooster guy. Right?
Yes. The one with Jake the Snake.
Yeah.
He has got Jake the
Jack
Snake.
the Snack.
Jack the Snack.
That's JT's wrestling name.
Jack the Snack. But he's got Jake the Snake as his manager.
Yep.
To put on a phenomenal match. Honestly, I think I was kind of more for Lance Archer in that because I'm a Lance Archer mark.
Yeah, and when we talk about AEW, he usually comes up at least 3 times.
I want to see Lance Archer win at least a major title
Has
there.
he won anything yet?
Not yet. But I'm not mad that Miro won because, see, that's the thing with AEW is like they place 2 really great workers with each other, and it's kind of like you don't care who wins in the outcome of it.
Right, yeah.
So I'm okay with that. Like, I'm fine with Miro retaining the title and going, but I also was like, man, if Lance Archer won this, I'm not going to complain. I'm fine with it.
What title does Miro have right now?
The TNT. He took it off Darby Allin. Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm
glad he's got a title again.
Yeah.
Now, are they still doing the? We're different because our wins and losses matter.
It's up in the air. It's kind of. Hey,
up, Dustin?
Hey, man. What's up? Dustin, you haven't missed our second giveaway yet. We still have another giveaway coming up.
I don't know if they can see it. I think it's off camera.
I don't think they can. We're not going to do the giveaway yet, guys, but I'm going to show it off a little bit.
You can't see it.
That's true. You can't see it because it's John Cena.
There's nothing there. You're holding nothing.
Oh, God. There is nothing there.
John Cena.
It's invisible John Cena.
Invisible John Cena. Hit him with the Cobra.
Kenny Omega's match was great.
Again, another one whose matches are usually
Yeah.
pretty good.
He did a
surprised by that.
triple threat against Pac and Orange Cassidy.
See, Orange Cassidy's another one that you're big on. I'm surprised you still
Yes.
don't have a shirt, even though it's white.
Actually, he's got a black shirt out now, and I'm
Is
thinking
it the
about
same
buying
one?
it. It's not the same one with his face on it, but it's him on the 16 Chapel. And you know how the 16 Chapel, they're like reaching out to each other?
Yeah.
On one side, it's the guy reaching out, and it's just him doing that to him. Just really like,
You
holding
mean
his thumb
God?
up. Huh?
Do you mean God?
Well, yeah, God.
It's that guy.
It's that one dude.
Dude.
But it's God like reaching out to him, and it's just him doing that to him back.
What
Like,
are my boys? Were my boys on there?
your boys?
My boys.
Yes, your boys are on there, but they're with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, and they're the Elite. And I don't know what's going to happen with that because your boys lost the TNA titles
On AEW?
on
or on
well,
TNA?
not on AEW, but on like the last pay-per-view.
Well,
for
yeah, I mean, they're
TNA.
partnered up now, right?
Yeah.
Because Omega has
Oh,
like 3 titles
I'm
right now.
pretty sure Tony Khan's about to buy TNA any day now. So,
Let him.
yeah. But your boys are on AEW a lot. They help Kenny and they help the Young Bucks win.
Hell yeah.
But I think where we're going with this is your boys are about to turn against the Elite and take the tag team titles off the Young Bucks. That way they can say they've held every tag team title around
Do
the
it.
world.
Absolutely, do it. I'm all about it. That's the Team 3D thing from back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
And I think they would be one of the only tag teams to say that they have held every tag team title around the world at
Do
that
it.
point.
They deserve it. Like, they're great. The WWE version of them is not, but
Yeah.
literally everywhere else. And they got an okay push. But
Yeah.
they just brought them on to get AJ.
It wasn't a great push on WWE.
No.
AEW, they're doing great though. Like they're wearing all their collar and elbow stuff, and they can
Good.
actually be themselves.
Good. Speaking of color,
Oh yeah, speaking of collar and elbow,
I also have this shirt, but I don't wear it because he wears it. And every time I decide to wear it, it's the day he's decided to wear it.
well, you should have wore it today. We could have been twinsies.
I almost did.
Could have been twinsies.
I almost did. I found it in my closet and I was like, oh, here we go. It's like, nah, Chris is going to wear
Oh,
it.
wear it tomorrow. You know I ain't gonna wear it tomorrow.
It's fair.
I fool you and actually wash
You'll
it and
wear
put
it
it on
again.
tomorrow.
Yeah, probably. That sounds like something you'd do.
But yes, AEW in my opinion is way better than anything WWE is putting out right now.
Listen, even AEW Dark, some of the stuff that
know.
I've watched on there is higher
And
quality than like pay-per-view production matches for
oh,
WWE.
I know what I was gonna talk about. My boy Jungle Boy.
I did see something about how they were talking about pushing him. Wear his same shirt. Yeah, exactly.
Jungle Boy won the Casino Battle Royal, which is their version
That's
of the Royal Rumble. Yeah. So it comes down to Matt Hardy, Christian, and Jungle Boy.
And that's exactly how they should have ended that. They should
Yep.
not have given it to Matt Hardy or Christian or Edge.
I'm not.
They
mad
should have given
about
it to Jungle Boy.
I'm not mad about Edge winning the Royal Rumble this year.
I know you're
I'm a
not.
little upset though that they didn't put the title on him.
I know.
I'm over it though. It's fun. It's fun. I'm okay.
You just
I'm
brought it
good.
back up. Doesn't
good.
sound like you're over it.
I'm
You're about to have
I'm good.
tears start sprouting out of your pit vipers,
I'm
there,
good.
Chris.
Well, I mean that's why the emotes there.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yes, Jungle Boy wins the Casino Battle Royal. He gets a shot against Kenny Omega for the AEW World Title. I don't know how this is going to go because you remember the theme song I showed you a couple months ago
Yeah.
that you hated?
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? Everybody sings that dang theme song when he comes out now. Everybody loves that theme song because it goes with his gimmick.
I mean, yeah, I just it's like Wild Thing for Dean Ambrose. I mean John Moxley.
John Moxley.
Dean Mox. What?
You mean John Moxley?
Yeah. Like I have no doubt whatsoever that it fits. It just it doesn't
get
work for me.
I get it. It's
the
weird.
only time that it has worked for me is when they did it with CM Punk.
Yeah.
Living Color.
No, I get it. It's weird. Like, trust me, it's kind of weird for me too when I first heard it. But when the audience came back and they started actually like screaming it and started singing along with it, that's when I knew it was working. I was like, okay, that theme song worked.
I still think Jericho has the best entrance.
Oh yeah,
Period.
definitely.
Like I still listen to that song like every day.
Because I mean, it's catchy. It's
is.
super
I love
catchy.
Fozzy. Fozzy's great.
Oh yeah, Fozzie's amazing. But
So Jungle Boy wins. He gets a shot at Omega.
gets a shot at Omega.
Do you think they're actually going to put him over Omega while they have this deal going?
That's-
and he's both champions?
I don't know, but I'm really
Yes.
I'm
Shawn
really
Michaels
just
is right.
saying that if
Sexy Kurt, though. Sexy Kurt's better.
I'm just a sexy Kurt,
Sexy Kurt.
I'll make your ankle hurt. Never be on the show with me again.
Never
alright?
again.
But I think Jungle Boy has a good shot of winning. I really do.
But
Because Tony Khan is big on this dude. He's huge on him.
didn't Tony Khan's dad just get hired by WWE? Or was that just a...
That might just be a dirt sheet thing.
It's fair. Because it's somebody Khan, and it's an older... Middle
Ma-
Eastern dude.
Maybe that's just AEW's way of saying, "Hey, we're sneaking into your door there to buy your
I mean,
company."
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But if he does win, how long does he hold the belt?
It depends, because at that point, who do you put with Jungle Boy to take it off of him?
Luchasaurus.
That's a good way to turn them against each other.
Yeah.
Honestly, because if you think about it, Luchasaurus is popular, but he's not as popular as Jungle Boy.
Well, he
right
also
now.
keeps getting hurt. And
I know.
Like I love the gimmick. I just
It's Marco's stunt.
Yeah.
He takes the title off Jungle Boy. Little 4'11" Marco stunt.
probably.
No, but I think at that point you do have Luchasaurus turn against Jungle Boy if he picks up the title.
Yeah.
You have Luchasaurus turn against him, then you could put the title on Luchasaurus. That's a good way to put the title on both of these guys,
And,
honestly.
I mean, I'm about it. Let's go.
So I'm all
If Jungle
about
Boy has to have that title for my boy to get it, that's fine. Let's go.
it. Speaking of, have you seen the new action figure with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy? That
Have you covered it on the collectible show yet?
no, because I
Of
don't.
course you haven't,
I don't have it yet.
sir. That doesn't
Uh,
mean you can't pull it up on the screen.
That's true, but I ain't got to wait to
Alright,
show
well,
them.
That's fair.
Is it-
Is that still down, Kelly? The screen share?
It's a ringside collectible,
Okay.
so it's on ringside. You're not typing, sir. But if you guys haven't seen the new Jungle Boy and
Look it up real
Luchasaurus
quick.
action figure, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, and it's only on Ringside Collectibles. And I'm going to buy it once I save up enough money because Hampton only gives me a budget of $3, and that's it
Listen, have you seen your new logo for that?
for CNH. Yeah, I've seen it. So,
Hold on, Kelly. I'm working on it. Laptop is not cooperating very well. Oh. I'm
well,
about it.
that's one of them. But go.
This is not the new one?
That's not that. Well, it's new, but not the new one I'm talking about. This is a Ringside exclusive figure.
Oh, my God.
It's Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus in a 2-pack. But how they packed it is amazing.
Is he riding his shoulders?
I mean, maybe you just have to find out.
He is.
He is. Yeah, there you go. And they do it both ways. Like you got one where Luchasaurus is riding Jungle Boy, and one
That
where
sounds wrong.
that does sound wrong.
Sure.
Cut that out. Look how much it is, though. That's expensive.
Oh,
Yeah,
listen. Saturdays are for the toys.
that's true. Saturdays are for the toys. But yes, I want this figure so badly. Like, I need this in my life.
Jurassic Express.
Yes, it's amazing.
I mean, I prefer the solo Luchasaurus myself. but
Well, I mean, they make the solo one, but I think he's sold out right now.
this is limited too. Back
Oh,
order.
that's
That's
for-
estimated late August.
Yeah, he's sold out right now until they get more
Like this
printed.
boy.
They got to print more of this guy.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So, I think the figure looks amazing.
It does, but this isn't the collectible show.
No, but it should be.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Screenception.
everything's crazy. Yeah, look at that.
But yeah, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, they've been doing some good work.
Yeah. Yeah, just look at that. Look at that.
Chris, you're in the way. Ah!
Now you're in the way.
Oh no! My boys.
But as you can tell, this is their entrance. Oh, wait. Whoa, oh, no,
There you
no,
go.
there we go. So that's their entrance. Anybody who knows how Jurassic Express comes out, you have Jungle Boy on top of Luchasaurus' shoulders.
There's no Marco Stunt though.
But they haven't made one of them yet.
And it's not all of the Jurassic Express, is it?
Well, that's the only two that matter.
Oh.
I mean, God loved Barco Stunt, but that's the only two that matter in my opinion.
It's fair. Only one of them's doing anything because the other one keeps getting hurt.
Well, maybe one of them's just more popular right now because of that.
That's fair. Now, is that the Jurassic Express entrance music or is it just Jungle Boy?
It's just Jungle Boy that uses that. I think I'm pretty sure Luchasaurus has its own theme music, but I cannot remember for the life of me. I think it's like a dinosaur roaring, and then it's like just some generic theme song after that. But you can obviously tell Tony Khan, why are you doing this?
Vertical suplex.
Oh my God.
Stalling vertical suplex.
He's doing a vertical suplex while he's
With the
spinning
spit,
on him.
yeah.
It's
The
like,
only reason that Eddie's holding on right there is from the spit.
Oh man.
Listen, I brought it. I have to use it. All right. It's a prop.
You've been playing with it.
I have
Go.
the whole time. I know. Sorry.
But yes, AEW, in my opinion, is just a better show.
Sounds like it.
100% the better show right now. I think everything that AEW is doing is by far 10 times better than what WWE can ever think of doing.
Well, that's because they're not thinking.
Yeah.
They have a staff of writers that, regardless of what they write, if they present it to Vince McMahon and he doesn't like it,
Yeah, he
Throw it out.
he scraps it. And then something else, WWE writers don't last more than like 2 months.
no.
So,
I mean, even Mick Foley's kid was on the staff at one point.
yeah.
The God, what's his name?
Was it his son?
It's the older son. Yeah.
Okay. I can't remember his name. Some Foley, though.
Yeah.
But something else that's been in the dirt sheets. WWE's talking about partnering with New Japan.
Yep. I saw that.
So I don't know how much truth there is to that, but
So historically speaking, anytime an American promotion has tried to partner with New Japan,
yeah,
the American promotion always looks better.
yes,
So like I always bring this up,
yes,
and it's kind of a joke now, at least out there on the floor. But one of my favorite things that TNA ever did was when they were teamed up with New Japan, and they had Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle take all of the titles
oh yeah,
between them,
yeah,
and then they had a match to determine who was the champion of champions, and Kurt Angle won.
yeah,
And then he walked out of that ring with like 12 belts.
yeah, and he don't know where to carry him
Yeah,
because
he
he's
doesn't
walking
have it.
out like this. and
Exactly.
holding
Yeah,
them on
that
both
is one of my
arms.
favorite things to ever happen. But what you don't see is like you see the New Japan guys losing their titles to the American wrestlers, but you don't see the American wrestlers losing their titles in Japan.
That's true.
Because
That's
they guard
100%
them.
True.
So like if they team up and they send Roman Reigns over, who's the current NJPW champion?
Oh man, you're asking the wrong person because I barely keep up with that because
You're
I
the host of the wrestling show and you don't
I
keep
don't-
up with a wrestling.
I don't
promotion?
get it. I don't get the New Japan stuff.
Alright.
Like I don't get to watch it.
Back to Google.
Terrible. See, Kelly said.
I think it's Okada. Maybe. It very well might be Okada. Because I know he holds that title a lot.
IWGP.
Does it say who the champion is currently?
That is not the one I'm looking for.
Well, never mind. You ain't going to find it.
How do you work this thing?
I wish they would bring New Japan over to America because then I would watch it more. But it's hard to watch New Japan when there's nothing to watch it on, except for YouTube, and I can barely catch it on YouTube. Does it say?
Shingo Takagi.
Oh, so, okay, so Tagadu.
Takagi.
Tagadu?
This dude.
Okay.
He looks like Shinsuke with like a mullet hawk.
He kind of looks like a mixture of Shinsuke and like Tatanka.
But you're not going to see this guy come over and beat Roman Reigns, but you could see Reigns beat him.
Yeah.
Now, if AEW partners with them as well as Impact, you could see. I mean, Kenny's going to end up with all of them. But
I don't know how I feel about WWE teaming up with New Japan because you know who's going to have more creative control in that.
Vince.
Yeah. Vince is going to have full creative control.
Now
in that.
they might do a thing where they only team up with NXT, and if they do that, you'll see like Ciampa and Adam Cole and Karrion Kross defending against these guys, and that could be where you see somebody actually lose.
That's true.
If you've got Triple H running the connection.
That's true.
But if it's Vince, there's no way his guys are ever going to look weak.
No.
Like his champions need to be the ones that come out on top, especially if it's going to be Bobby Lashley or
Roman Reigns. Yep.
Bobby Lashley, no, they've kind of switched to where the main title is the Universal now.
Watch him bring John Cena over.
John Cena,
John Cena.
17-time world champion.
They bring Cena over there and they have him just take all the titles.
Yeah, and that's how he beats Flair's record.
Yeah,
he beats this guy.
He takes
he beats Takagi.
Yeah, he takes his title off of him. Then he takes Roman Reigns' title off of him. Then he takes Bobby Lashley's title off of him. And then you make him like an 18-time at that point. 18 or 19 at that point.
Listen, you need to do this. So where before it was Angle and Joe, you need to do it with Randy Orton and Cena.
Yeah.
And what you actually need to do is have Randy run the house and get 2 more world titles.
Yeah.
So have him beat. This is one of my fantasy booking things.
Mm-hmm.
You have him beat Roman and you have him beat Bobby.
Yeah.
And that puts him at 16.
Yeah.
And then you have him pick up all the other titles.
Yeah.
And then you have all the titles on the line in a WrestleMania main event between Randy Orton and John Cena.
John Cena.
And whoever wins breaks the record.
Yeah.
But they both retire.
I'm not opposed to that. I like it. I think it could work, honestly.
And I would prefer. I mean, Orton's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
Orton didn't leave to do other things. So I would prefer if Orton got it.
I would also prefer Orton if he beat the record because he was also the protege to Ric Flair.
Yep.
So, like, Ric Flair, once he met Orton, he was like, I want this guy to beat my record. He even said that in an interview. He was like, I want Orton to beat my record if it's anybody. But if it's Vince McMahon, you know who Vince McMahon's going to beat, who he's going to get.
Yeah, Charlotte.
And his name is John Cena.
And his name is Charlotte Flair.
Do, 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 do. No.
Yeah, so sorry, going back to the Takagi thing.
Yeah.
But it looks like the match was main event of Dominion 6, and the Dragon, which is Takagi, defeated Okada to win a vacant title.
Really?
Lasted over 30 minutes.
When was this?
Yesterday, it looks like.
Stone Cold is
today.
going to come back and win it all. I wouldn't be mad at that, honestly.
I'm completely okay with Austin and Rock showing. I don't want them to win titles, but I'm okay with them coming back and acting as
I
enhancement.
just don't want Cena to win. If we're being honest.
So this is something that I wanted to bring up. But what you're seeing with Roman Reigns right now,
Yeah,
you could have done with Cena like 5 years ago.
100%.
You could have flipped the script on him and made
100%.
him the bad guy, and everybody would have ate it up.
100%. Speaking of John Cena,
Lightning Fist.
Lightning Fist
That's the giveaway word.
for the John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we'll go ahead and get into our next giveaway. Oh, there they go.
They hit the suplex. that was better than Bobby Lashley's finishing suplex. Jeez.
Guys, we'll go ahead and get into our second giveaway for tonight.
Invisible John Cena.
Invisible John Cena.
yes, John Cena.
Yeah,
My arch nemesis.
This is an Amazon exclusive, so it was also a WWE exclusive, so you could buy it from either the WWE site or
Sounds
the,
like it
or
wasn't very
Amazon.
exclusive, Chris.
It's only in 2 places.
Lightning Fist.
Lightning Fist. Lightning
It's
Fist
John
is the key
Cena's
word.
new finisher.
That's John Cena's finisher.
This wasn't in the notes, sir.
No, it wasn't, but that is the best. I love the Lightning Fist.
And then he pins him to win. Like, I mean,
Absolutely terrible.
listen, as you get older as a wrestler, you got to stay relevant, okay, Kelly? This is how
That's how he stays relevant.
This is how John Cena stays relevant. The Lightning Fist.
The 6 moves of doom.
The 6 moves of doom.
Just
Do the chop. I mean, he could have done the oh god. I still don't, the Chris Jericho one where he
Oh,
just
yeah,
look,
I agree with you, Dustin. That is almost as bad as the Wasteland.
Listen, the bullhorn was dope though.
Yeah, but the Wasteland was pretty bad.
That's fair. All right, back on track. What are we talking about?
All right. God, I lost my train of thought because I'm sitting here thinking of.
AEW was a good show.
Oh yeah, AEW. Back to the good show, the A+ show.
Yeah, the one with Chris Jericho going black
Yeah,
instead of John Cena.
I'd rather take an elbow than a. Wouldn't you? Get it together, Cena.
Threw his damn hip out for years. What are you doing, Cena? Well, you see,
Okay. Let's make some predictions about what you think is going to come up on the next couple shows and pay-per-views. So for Raw, I don't know where they're going with Raw. I really can't make a prediction for that show. I have no idea where they're ever going with this.
let's see. I'm not the best person to ask for this because I haven't been keeping up, but predictions. I predict that R-Truth will be the only thing keeping that show alive.
With the
tonight,
24/7
with the
title.
24/7 title.
That's the
He's going to
funniest.
do something ridiculous with
Probably.
ninjas and Akira Tozawa
Yep. And
coming
little,
out of like a dumpster or something,
and little Jimmy.
and little Jimmy.
I like that he
Jimmy.
brought little Jimmy back, by the way.
Jimmy.
Like, he didn't do little
Listen,
Jimmy for a couple years,
When
and then he brought
R-Truth
it back.
goes up, he wants to be just like John Cena.
That's
The
true.
lightning fist and everything.
That's true. If you guys didn't know that,
Oh God.
R-Truth
I
used
hope
to
R-Truth-
idolize.
I hope R-Truth starts doing the lightning fist. I brought it back.
But I think that the pay-per-view for Hell in a Cell, because that's the next pay-per-view coming
Okay.
up, it's going to be Drew and Bobby again and Hell in a Cell.
I'm glad that Bobby's getting his shot.
But man, put him against somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather just have Drew as champion again,
I would too.
personally.
Um,
Big Daddy Claymore.
I'm just so sick of watching Bobby and Drew go at it for the
See,
title every week.
that's what you run into with these budget cuts and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
last month, Braun Strowman was in the title hunt.
Now he's released.
Now he's not there at all.
Yep.
And instead of getting Braun and Bobby or somebody else,
God, you guys really are going ham
Instead-
for Mr. Invincible or Mr. Invincible.
Mr. Invincible? You've been
Mr.
listening to
Invincible
too
right
many of
now.
those songs, sir.
Yes, I have.
The lightning fist.
I think Rhea Ripley's going to keep her title because she's.
I
Going
think she
against-
needs to.
She's going against Charlotte, so I think she'll keep it.
I think she should,
Why would you take the title off of her in 2 months?
to Charlotte,
I know it's Charlotte, but still.
because the faster you take it off of her, the faster you can get it off of Charlotte again, so that Charlotte can go back for another one.
It's so stupid. I love Charlotte, but it's so stupid. Quit giving her titles. Just let her calm down for a little bit.
Listen, she took like 3 months off.
She took like 3 months off because she had like COVID and everything and injury.
I mean, yeah.
So
See, but who else is on Raw that you would want to see Rhea go up against? Is Asuka?
well, I'm sick of Asuka too.
Yeah. So who else is there? Or do you call somebody up?
You-
Nikki Cross. There you go.
Well, actually, they're pushing her.
Yeah, because she just beat Charlotte
Yeah.
twice in like 2 weeks, right?
Charlotte and Rhea. It was supposed to be I could beat you in 2 minutes thing.
It sounds like a beat clock challenge.
Yeah, beat the clock
It
challenge.
sounds like you need to put Nick Cross in the Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, we're making a triple threat.
Yep. And then surprise winner.
Yeah,
And everybody can be like, what?
'Cause-
or if nothing else, then you have somebody to take the pin from.
I personally like Nikki Cross. I think
I do
she's a
too.
good talent.
Yeah.
Roll it,
Lightning fist.
roll it.
Roll it. Bronze Panda,
Wait a minute,
sir,
he's not even in the giveaway.
sir, sir.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, he
now.
is. He's right there.
Sir,
Huh?
we were just too focused on watching the Lightning Fist. to see
Oh,
if-
he did enter. Okay. I was like, Panda, you in here?
I mean, it looks empty because it is an empty box, but you won't know that because you're not going to open it. Be fine.
Well, congratulations, Panda. You won a John Cena invisible figure.
Let's see if. Oh, he can. There you go. That's the one who needs to hit the vertical. Right there.
And his name is Bronze Panda.
And his name is Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman?
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman.
Yeah,
Okay,
there you
so
go. Eddie hitting that vertical.
prediction for Raw tonight. I think it's gonna be a snooze fest, like always.
I don't think. So here's the thing. They still have NBA games going, right?
Yes.
I think the only way that you can get your viewers back up after last week is to do something unexpected.
But what do? Make a comeback with somebody?
Who's
Who do
been
you-
out? Who's been out on Raw for a while?
Becky? That's the only
That
thing.
would, I mean, that would do it.
yeah.
But I don't think she's ready to come back yet.
Well, I don't know. I seen a picture of Becky the other day that
She's
posted
been
on
training really
Instagram.
hard, yeah.
Yeah. She's lost all the baby weight and stuff, and now she looks like she's in really good shape again.
I mean, you could do an angle with Charlotte and Rhea going back and forth, and then Nikki coming out and be like, beat both of you.
that's true.
And then Becky is surprising them, and then have a tag team match.
Yeah.
Because,
So
we always have to have a tag team match.
I'm okay. So I'm gonna say,
Stone Cold.
Stone
Ronda
Cold.
Rousey.
oh God, no, please not Ronda
Isn't she
Rousey.
trying to get pregnant too?
I think she is actually. That's a no. No, not Ronda, please. Anything but her.
Again, a person I don't have any problems with. I just think they pushed her too fast.
Oh, I do
Too
too.
fast, too hard.
I do.
But
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah.
Speaking of, John Cena's about to be in one of those movies.
yep,
He's-
he's Dom's brother, Jacob
He's getting a lot of hate right now because
Chris
of.
Jones.
Because
He
of
did
everything.
something with Taiwan.
Yeah, he apologized to Taiwan in their native language because he said that Taiwan wasn't a country or something, and that made everybody over in China really mad at him. And so he was like, "Oh, I apologize," but he did it in like their native language.
Yeah.
So when he did that, it made everybody in America really mad, and now everybody's just calling him a commie and stuff like that. So I don't know.
How dare you apologize?
Yeah.
Let's see what else is going on though. AJ and Omos are on Raw, right?
Yeah. Ric Flair. I don't know if Ric Flair's coming back.
he'll-
That dude's too old.
Listen, like the last time he came back with Hogan, and he wanted to have a match. Hogan wants to have one more match too,
You know.
but
Don't put them two in a
they,
ring
they
together.
refused to clear
They
them.
will
Like
kill each other.
they went to get their medical clearance. They're like, nah, y'all old.
If they bring Yokozuna back, they better be bringing that casket out, I guess. That's a casket match at that point.
Undertaker.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Break glass in case of Undertaker. Let's see, I honestly don't know. Like I haven't kept up with it enough to really know. But New Day is on Raw.
Yeah.
And weren't they pushing Kofi again too?
Well, they were, but Kofi and Drew had a match to determine who was going to face Bobby at Hell in a
Drew
Cell.
won.
Drew won. So you do nothing with Kofi again.
Oh, so I know exactly what's gonna happen now. They're gonna make it a triple threat.
okay.
Kofi's gonna find a way in.
So it's going to be Kofi Mania all over again.
Yes.
But Kofi Hell in a Cell.
Kofi Slam.
That don't make sense. A Kofi
the
Hell in
summer
a
of
Cell.
Kofi.
The summer of Kofi. Rob Van Dam. He's probably too high to do anything right now.
I mean,
Did
see
you-
the lady he's with?
Did you know he gave
He's doing
rolling
something.
papers to Vince
Yes.
McMahon? That cracked me up. This is an after-hour show. I
They-
can talk about
they,
that. I don't
they
care.
did have zombies the other day. That is. Oh, the Miz will come back, but he'll be a zombie.
Well, he's already came back.
Well,
He came back and addressed that and said it was the worst thing he's ever done on live TV.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
I'll allow that. I don't care. It's
Gamby
after half the
420.
show. Here, I'll
Charlotte
go ahead and
Flair,
allow that one if I can find my
Uh,
mouse. Just kidding.
Foot Locker exclusive.
Invisible John Cena. I hope Invisible John
Invisible
Cena.
John Cena was Ron's Panda.
That's true.
Let's go ahead and have Eddie hit this vertical. There you go. Oh, he killed him.
Hang on.
Triple H died again.
Wait.
Oh yeah, now he's got to hit the frog splash.
Viva la raza.
And then he gets up and walks away. He's not going to get buried by Eddie Guerrero.
That's true.
Get that golden shovel out real quick.
I don't know, man. I feel like Raw just needs some help. They do.
It needs to hit
Badly.
that reset button pretty hard.
They need to reset like 4 times back.
And I mean,
12 times back, actually. You need to go back to 2005 with Raw.
and I mean, you've got NXT on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You're going to see.
Well, NXT on Tuesday now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
They,
right.
they didn't want to fight with the AEW anymore because they were losing on the ratings.
Now they're fighting with them anyway because
Yeah, because SmackDown.
Yeah. Let's see. So you've got Adam Cole came back
Yeah.
and they did the Fatal 4-Way announcement.
Fatal 5-1.
Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah. Because Carrion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because champion.
Carrion's the
4
champion.
challengers,
Yeah. Hear me out. You give me an Invisible John Cena pop. I give you guys a shout out
That's pretty
at
good
my
deal.
Hall of Fame. Oh, that's not
That's
a bad
that's-
idea.
That's not a.
It's not a bad idea. I'll get with my boss on that, man. I'll get with my boss. I'll talk to
He'll get with his people. His people will
yeah,
get
my people
with
will
their
get with
people.
your people. I'll talk to my agents about it. He'll talk to his agents about it.
I don't have an agent. What are you?
I'll text him right now.
I'll
Hang
get
on.
an agent and talk to them about it.
Hang on. I'll text him for you, man. Hang on. What's an AOF? Hall of Fame. AOF stands for Hall of Fame, and they do that every year before WrestleMania. The
Just
night
give him an
before.
empty. Yeah, exactly. That's what my plan was, but you ruined it. Thanks, Dustin. I was just gonna go find an empty box, random empty box out there, and be like, here you go. Here's your Invisible John Cena.
Promotions all around, easy.
Yep.
That's true. Okay, so NXT, I don't know where they're going with this. The only thing I'm really interested in with NXT storylines is Cameron Grimes.
Oh my God.
Come
Listen.
on, you know you love Cameron Grimes.
Listen, I'll say again what I told you the other day out on the floor. The only thing good about the Cameron Grimes stuff right now is L.A. Knight. And he was better as Eli Drake.
Or Cameron Grimes.
Oh my God.
Cameron Grimes is going to take NXT to the moon.
Listen, L.A. Knight's going to take that $1 million title and beat Cameron Grimes into the dirt
And
with
Cameron Grimes is going to beat him for the $1 million title and take that title to the moon. I hope Ben's watching this. He would mark
He's
out
not.
right now.
it. He's not. He hates you.
No, he don't. He loves me. He does it too.
I know. I deal with it every day. Thank you.
Does he do it every day?
He does.
I hope he
Just about like
I love
if we're talking about wrestling at all, he brings up Cameron Grimes because Cameron Grimes is like the only thing he likes that's going on.
Yeah, I know. Got to go back.
Have fun, love you, bye.
Bye. Have a good time.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.
Well, you probably won't have a good time because you got to go to work. But bye. Have a good time. But let's see. AEW. I don't know.
Listen, I know what you do. You bring Keith Lee back to NXT and make it a,
Yeah,
a
I agree with
six-pack
that.
challenge.
I agree with that.
Make it a 6-pack challenge and you give my boy back his title.
The
You
title.
don't pull him up too soon.
The title that he shouldn't have won within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I agree with that. I'd be cool with that, actually. AEW, though, I think AEW is actually popping off, and I think that this week we could possibly see a couple of returns for AEW.
Like a,
Well, I wouldn't say returns.
Not Mox.
I wouldn't say returns. I would say
debuts.
debuts. Yeah, I would say.
Let's see. So,
new
so of these
signings.
people, Braun Strowman, Ruby,
Yeah,
Alistair White.
Aleister White.
No, he already released his old shirt. He's going back to Tommy End.
Good.
but,
He needs to.
Who of those people, who do you think has a non-compete clause? Because technically, Braun Strowman had 2 or 3 more years on his
Yes.
contract.
Yes.
So they would have had to give him some incentive for breaking that early.
I think Strowman isn't going back to wrestling at all.
Really? You think
Yeah.
he's going to go back to Strongman?
He's going to go back to strongman because he said that if he ever got fired from WWE, he would never wrestle again.
Yeah, but he said that while he was under contract.
That's true. But I think, honestly, if we see anybody show up in AEW
CM Punk.
from the recent releases, it's definitely going to be Lana,
Yeah.
for sure, because she wants to be with her husband again.
Yep.
And we're probably going to see, honestly, Aleister Black or Tommy Yen, a.k.a. Tommy Yen.
Now, next question, though. Do you think some of these people fit better in AEW, or do they fit better in Impact? I mean, Impact has some weird stuff going. Like, they're doing intergender matches and stuff.
Yeah.
Which Tessa Blanchard's been the biggest part of that, but I don't think she's under contract with him anymore, is she?
No, I think she's actually under Ring of Honor now, which is weird. Or she's like local again or something like
She
that.
could. They still have the pure. They brought the pure title back, right?
I think so.
She could go after that. I'd be
Yeah.
down with that.
But I think that if anybody goes to AEW, it's Lana and Tommy
Lana,
Yen.
Lana for sure.
Yeah.
Tommy Yen definitely.
I don't know if Lana will use the same name. She'll probably have to change her name because I don't even know what her real name
I
is.
think she'd drop the accent and everything.
Yeah. But I think if anybody goes to Impact, I think Ruby Riot might go to Impact. Because it kind of seems like more her style of wrestling,
Yeah.
honestly.
I can get down with it. I mean, wherever Ruby wants to go, I will follow.
That's fair. So you start watching Impact if Ruby goes there.
Probably. Or I'll start keeping up with it a little better.
Keep up.
Like, what has Heidi Lovelace done in Impact Wrestling?
Fair. But I think who else got released in that? There's a couple others.
Braun, Ruby,
Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy.
I think Buddy Murphy could go to AEW. They need a talent like him.
I mean, he's a workhorse.
And you gotta think
So
AEW.
when he was doing the cruiserweight stuff, he
Yeah.
was super over as a heel,
Yeah,
just absolutely murdering everybody on the roster.
yeah.
Um,
He was super over when he was with Seth Rollins.
was he?
Yeah.
Because the stuff that Seth, like, I love Seth Rollins. Like, I like all the boys in the Shield. I just, with his Second City Messiah ripoff gimmick.
Yeah.
I follow me. I'm wearing a camouflage tuxedo
I think
and
he was.
snakeskin shoes.
Well, that's his drip. That's what he's calling it.
Cesaro. All right.
Oh yeah.
Cesaro needs to do something or go somewhere where he can.
Yeah. I think Cesaro needs to go somewhere. Keith Lee probably needs to go somewhere too. But if I'm thinking anybody's going to go to AEW, like I was saying, I definitely think Buddy Murphy's going to go because Buddy Murphy needs that, and they need Buddy Murphy because they're getting ready to make another title because they're getting ready to do another show with AEW because their roster's filling up.
Is it going to be like a world title situation or like another second tier?
It's going to be a light heavyweight title.
I mean, that's perfect for him and Pac.
Yeah.
And Orange Cassidy and
A lot of those guys could use that title.
Darby.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the perfect time to do that, where they pulled the title off of Darby.
Yep.
You get that other show going, and you get those guys mixing it up. That'd be some good.
Even Marco Stunt would have a shot at a title at that point.
He's got a shot at the title. He's serious, man. What are you talking about? He's got a title history. I promise.
I know he does, but not with AEW.
Not yet. Just got to give the boy a chance.
Can you see Marco Stunt holding any
Yes.
title in AEW?
I can.
Which one?
Any of them.
Don't see him holding the world title.
Hornswoggle.
Ah. I had to
don't
take my
remember which
glasses off
title.
for that
I don't
because
remember which title it is.
Marco Stunt is not holding a title at all in AEW unless it's a light heavyweight title.
I mean, what's the cap on that? Like 215?
I don't know, something like that. How much does he weigh? Does
Like
it say his
12.
weight? Huh?
117. He's 5'2".
He's not even 205.
No.
Oh, he's 5'2".
He's 5'2".
Oh man,
Listen,
he's 3 inches
He's
taller than what I
got
thought
a
he was.
24/7 title. He's got a CCW heavyweight championship, tag team championship, Iron Man heavy metalweight championship,
Heavy metal.
Iron Man heavy metalweight championship from DDT Pro Wrestling.
Oh my god.
Ranked 182 of top 500. And he won a Future Showcase tournament in 2018. Southern Underground Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
SUP. Okay.
SUP.
SUP Wrestling.
He won the SUP title.
SUP Bone Storm Championship.
So he won the SUP title.
Yes.
I need that title because that's all I say right here. SUP.
What's up, guys?
What's the get? Okay.
This is Chris Lampton with the CNH Collectibles.
Wait,
Wait, what?
This is a wrestling podcast.
Oh, that's
sir.
right. Sorry.
Wrong show,
Well,
sir.
yeah, it's Monday, not Saturday.
Yeah, Saturdays are for the toys.
Mondays for a big sweaty man.
Something like that, yeah. So before we wrap up, is there anything that you would like to see in any of the wrestling shows?
Anything that I would like to see.
Anything you'd like to see at all? That makes sense. Don't tell me you're going to have Hornswoggle out here winning the world title in AEW because that ain't going to happen.
Isn't he AJ Swoggle now?
I don't know.
I
think so.
something that I would actually like to see.
He goes by Swoggle, AJ Swoggle, because he's got the haircut now.
He's got that AJ Styles soccer mom drip.
God.
I honestly don't know. Like, I think WWE's doing a lot of misplays with a lot of their stuff.
Yeah. Like I said, WWE's been a snore fest the last couple of weeks.
Adam Cole is great. Adam Cole doing anything is basically probably the best thing that's going to be on the card.
Yeah.
AJ Styles doing anything is probably the best thing that happened on the card that night.
Yeah.
Heel Roman Reigns is probably the best thing that happened on the
100%.
card that night. So you just take those three guys,
You put them in a title match.
put them in the ring together.
Okay.
AJ Styles can adapt to anybody, so
Yeah.
he can. He's got that Shawn Michaels thing going for him, where he's not little.
Yeah.
He's a normal sized guy in the land of giants.
Yeah.
Dude's like 5'10", something like that, like 200 pounds. But just like Shawn Michaels back in the day, like when he hits somebody, he puts enough of his body into it that you believe that he could have some impact.
100%. Yeah.
And
Well, I would arguably say that AJ Styles is probably one of the best wrestlers in
absolutely
WWE and
He's
ever
in the
actually.
world, I would
Yeah.
say.
I mean, there's a reason
just
Undertaker
so
wanted
good.
that to be his last match.
Yeah, like
So,
he's actually friends with Michelle, right?
yeah.
Because she asked permission to use the Styles Clash as her finisher.
Yeah.
And if I remember this correctly, he tried to get a hold of Taker, but he couldn't. So he called up Michelle, and he's like, I want to have this match so bad, but I don't know how to approach him. Can you help me? And she's like, listen,
He wants to have that match too.
my boy Mark is all about that match. But like it was weird because for the last 5 years or something, anytime that Undertaker would talk about having a match, Michelle would have a stroke about it.
Yeah.
But then this came up, and she's like, I trust him.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna do this with anybody, it's gonna be him.
Yeah. Because
So-
AJ knows how to work.
I think
he knows what he's doing in that ring.
I
He
think
is
they
a
need
ring general.
I think they need to get AJ back into the title picture.
100%. I agree with that 100%.
That's what I would like to see.
I'm okay with him being the tag team champion because I know they wanted to make him a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's fair.
But no, put him back in the title picture.
Absolutely.
As much as I like Omos because he's the last big guy in WWE now, as much as
God,
I
he
like
really
him,
is.
they don't need to be
He's gonna be
holding the
fired.
tag team titles anymore.
No, you need to put almost with put the Hurt Business back together. Put them with them.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at it.
No.
Put AJ back.
I
in the
think
world
they
title picture.
killed off the Hurt Business way too quick.
Yeah, 100%.
They had two big factions going against each other in Retribution and the Hurt Business, and they did nothing with either one of them right
Yep.
up until they decided to get rid of the Hurt Business.
Yep. Oh, I agree, Dustin.
Like,
It
there's-
was the biggest waste of
There
talent
was no
ever.
reason for that. Like even if what you want to do is replace your members that are being less productive than you need them to be, like sure, absolutely, kick Cedric or Sheldon out,
Yep.
bring in Omos
Uh,
and Apollo.
yeah. Dude, that'd be an amazing faction if you
Yeah.
brought in Omos and Apollo. At that point, they're like unbeatable.
Yeah, that'd be great. Like,
That's true,
Get
Dustin.
MVP with Almas
Yeah,
and get them the tag team titles,
yeah,
and then have an Evolution run where, or an Undisputed Era run where they have all the gold and nobody can touch them.
yep. They were kind of trying to do that whenever Cedric and Shelton was with them.
Listen, they had that for about a week,
Yeah, I know.
and then they had it implode,
Yep.
and they had Cedric and Shelton drop the titles, and then they got dropped from the Hurt Business.
Yep.
And then MVP got out and said, "The Hurt Business is Bobby and myself. It's not anybody else. And we will add and subtract whoever we want."
Which
But
is
they
stupid.
haven't added anybody.
No, which is stupid. But I agree. Any predictions that I can think of? Let me see. I'm just going to take a shot in the dark. You know who I think is going to win Money in the Bank this year? Because I think it's his time to win it.
Dominic.
And no, nowhere
And
near
they
close.
cashed it in on the United States.
God, no, I hope not. It was a bad idea putting that thing on Otis last year. I don't know what they were thinking.
All right, who do you actually think?
Big E.
Yeah,
I could see it.
I mean, that would be the perfect way.
Yep.
And that's a good way to get it off of Roman too. If
Yep.
you want to have Roman have it that long.
You could have Big E run with that storyline for forever because Big E
Absolutely.
is probably one of the best talents that they have that they don't realize that they need to use more. They don't
I
realize
agree
that they
with
need
that.
to use Big
Yeah.
E more.
Big E is an anomaly because he's freakishly strong, but he's like super agile and flexible too.
Yeah, and he's got all the personality in the world, too.
Absolutely, he's got charisma for days.
Mhm.
But like this is potentially one of those things where you could not necessarily repeat, but you could have like an impact like you did with the Heist of the Century with Rollins cashing in on Roman and Brock, I think it was,
Yeah.
where Reigns successfully finishes a grueling match, and then here comes Big E.
And what would make it even better is you just hear, "Oh, Roman, don't you dare be sour.
You're about to feel a power.
Clap for your future Universal Champ."
Yeah, yeah, right.
Like, that would be amazing.
It would absolutely.
But that's my prediction for the upcoming shows and all that good stuff. AEW, I don't know if I have any predictions for that because
They just need to keep doing what they're doing.
AEW just needs to keep doing what they're doing. They're making it unpredictable to where I can't even predict it.
Yep.
And I like that. I like where I can't predict
Listen, I
wrestling
mean,
shows.
You know just as well as I do. Like while you and Drew and I were all out there on the floor together, even Ben, we would just sit around and be like, "This is what's going to happen at the next pay-per-view for
Yeah.
WWE," and then it would happen,
Yeah.
like almost
100%.
move for move.
Uh,
I mean, yeah.
yeah.
So the thing with Jeff is he spent a number of years,
Boozing it and
not in WWE.
boozing it and snorting it a little bit.
He probably would have if he had stayed, but he wouldn't get himself together.
Yeah.
Now, for Jeff though, the interesting thing for like Jeff was one of my favorites when I was growing up before I
Right.
figured out all of the other stuff.
Well, you know what's funny is everybody loved Jeff, but I was a Matt Hardy mark.
You see, and now that we are where we're at, I prefer Matt's work.
Yeah.
But as far as just general in-ring talent, I think Jeff has him beat. As far as a creative mind, I
Yeah.
think for the wrestling business, yes, he's too busy jobbing to Jinder. That's who's going to win Money in the Bank.
I hope not. Please don't ever put that title on that man again.
But
Please never do it again, WWE.
like as far as a creative mindset for the business, Matt Hardy's got him beat space.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing that Jeff said, when they go back to live audiences, he wants to switch back to his other theme
Oh, the
because he doesn't feel
writing
like
on the walls.
yeah
Yeah.
because he doesn't feel like the Hardy Boys theme is right for him as a solo act because that's the Hardy Boys.
Yeah,
song.
and Matt don't
Like,
even
he
work in the
doesn't-
company anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have it because that's Hardy Boys music.
Yeah.
and he's not the Hardy Boys right now.
I wonder if they could buy the rights for that again. I'm sure they could.
I mean, they have the money for it. They just fired Strowman.
that's true. That's a whole $1 million saved right there.
It's like $3 million.
Yeah, $3 million saved right there. That's kind of how I always
But I mean, realistically,
Matt and Brain.
the one
I agree with that, Justin. 100%.
someone I think could win the Money in the Bank. I don't think he's already won it, but Drew.
Yeah. It's possible.
Where he's still in the title picture, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's kind of doing I'm just the only challenger we've got right now because we fired everybody else.
Right. But it's
And-
100% they could put the title back on Drew
But
again.
I mean, that's an easy way to do it. You have
Yeah.
him win. You put him in his third WrestleMania
Yeah.
going for a title.
And he could do it kind of a cheap shot way, like how Bobby got it. Because like how Bobby helped Miz win, he could do that and make it like a payback thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that's about all my predictions that I have. Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle.
That's
yeah.
not a bad choice, actually, because Riddle's getting
Arcade
pushed.
Bro.
They got shirts out, and I'm this close to buying one. It's a snake on a scooter.
I can't stand Matt Riddle. I can't tell you why. I just
Bro.
I mean, part of it's because he doesn't wear any gear other than his trunks. I hate that, and I've always hated
Bro.
that. Like when Randy Orton went through his phase where he wasn't wearing pads,
yeah.
and Cody Rhodes before he switched over to the full length tights where he wouldn't wear any knee pads. I can't stand it. I can't.
But you gotta love the gimmick. Bro.
I don't.
I
have
love
to
the gimmick.
anything about the gimmick.
I love the gimmick. Agree to disagree, I guess.
Call you Broly. Get it?
Get it? RK Bro. I love it.
No.
I can't help it. All right, guys, we're kind of getting scrapped for time, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up here.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thanks for everybody making this a really successful show.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed that we've been almost in the 40 mark the entire time.
Have we really?
Yeah.
All right.
So that's amazing. Guys, if you want more wrestling content, let us know. We're going to try to make this an every Monday show, and we're going to try to discuss all the shows throughout the week and what we think is going to come up. And then we'll even come up with a couple more skits and just fun stuff for you guys.
Absolutely.
We absolutely love doing this stuff because everybody back there in that warehouse loves wrestling for the most part.
There's something that I forgot to do.
Okay.
I was gonna bring this up earlier. Last time, the boys that we had on the show went over their Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
I never gave mine.
You want to give yours real quick?
Judge me if you will. This is your Smash Captain Palmer, naming Triple H,
Okay.
Chris Jericho,
Okay.
CM Punk,
Okay.
Arn Anderson.
I can't be mad at it. I can't be mad at it. Arn Anderson, especially. That's the best spine buster in the industry.
Absolutely.
Can't be mad at it. But guys, we have some great shows for you this week. And Palmer, do you want to help me tell about these shows?
Let's
a little bit?
see. So we are not having any shows tomorrow, but Wednesday, Poke Shop with Drew.
Yes, Pokemon Shop with Drew.
Is he playing more Pokemon Snap?
He's
Is
either
he
going to be
giving
playing
his-
Pokemon Snap or he's going to do his little secret thing that he's been planning for a couple weeks.
I'd like secrets.
So I hope he does the secret thing because
Da-da.
y'all going to like that. Y'all going to like that a lot.
Let's see. Also on Wednesday, Standard Logan
And Kelly.
and Kelly. Standard Kelly.
Standard Kelly, Standard
Standard
Logan.
Logan with Logan and Kelly. That's our match.
Standard Logan with Kelly and Logan.
Standard Logan with Kelly.
And Logan.
Yeah. I don't know what they're going to be doing. They're probably. You guys have been playing Grixis or I don't remember something about you had a complaint that you wanted to file about a deck build, but I'm not sure. Thursday, Troll vs. Toad.
Yeah, we're going to do something for Troll versus Toad. I don't know what yet, but we're going to figure it out for you guys.
We put a straw poll in the Discord earlier
Yes.
today. It ran for about 6 hours. And
yeah,
it looked like you guys wanted us to do some video game stuff.
Yeah.
And stall until Adventures in Faerun comes out.
And guys, if you guys want some video game stuff, if you guys are down for some 2K18, WWE 2K18,
Yeah.
your boy will play, and I'm sure that he will play too.
I mean,
It'd be
I don't remember
fun.
I don't remember how to play it.
I don't either, but it'd be fun.
That's fair.
We'll just grapple each other the whole time.
Let's see. Also, on Thursday, tabletop show.
Yeah, your show.
Yeah, my show. So we ended up having a straw poll for that today as well that ran for about 6 hours, and the community voted for TNT Tactics.
I like that.
It's pretty good.
So TNT Tactics.
TNT Tactics.
I like that.
Thursday after Troll vs. Toad, and then after Troll vs. Toad.
Thursday's busy,
and,
guys.
TNT Tactics. We have Hello, the Happy Little Orcs with Josh Hampton.
That is true. Our DM.
Yep. Resident Dungeon Master. Here comes the paint. I mean, if we've got it,
If we got it, I'm all for it.
if we've got it, and
That's
a
the best
PS2.
one.
Let's see, Friday.
We have
Drafts and Commander with Jeremy.
with Jeremy. Yep. If
Unless
Jeremy-
something comes up and we have to get Logan
yeah,
and Kelly in.
it's
For
either gonna be Logan or Jeremy, but it's normally Jeremy. Logan just steps in if he has to.
Let's see. And then Super Show.
Super
right?
Show, the Yu-Gi-Oh,
The Yu-Gi-Oh! Super Show. What? S-O-U-P.
Yeah,
Soup.
And-
And then we don't have
we don't-
collectibles in D&D.
we
this
don't
week,
have
but that'll be
collectibles in
back next
D&D,
week.
but that would be next Saturday.
Yep.
Manhattan hasn't come up with a theme for collectibles next week, but I'm sure it's going to be something funny. I can always make it funny. I can make it good for you guys.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate the feedback and the viewership from this show, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
This has been an amazing show, and we're definitely going to do this again next Monday. It might not be me and Palmer. It might be somebody different because we have a lot of wrestling fans out there.
Like this might be our revolving cast.
Yeah, this will probably be the revolving cast show. I'll probably be on it the most, and probably him too, because we both drive.
That is a big factor in this.
Yes. But guys, I really appreciate everything from the day. I appreciate all the viewership, appreciate all the chat. Guys, congratulations on the winners, Branda and Dead Dude. Get those shipped out to you guys tomorrow. And until next time, remember, Saturdays are for the toys.
Today's not Saturday.
It's not, but Saturdays are still for the toys. And until next time, the guys, take it easy. We'll catch you later.
Have fun.